could be billed as the sort of, well, awkward moment, to say the least, of course, when you're meeting royalty, or indeed in the presence of royalty. And I wanted to highlight this because it's important, and it's a story that's now gone round the world, simply because, of course, it's allegedly bad manners. But what's the true story behind this? As ever, let me explain. Good to see you today. Thank you so much as ever for your time, and always nice to have your company. And as ever, thank you for supporting the videos. It's really, I'm very, very thrilled you enjoy them. Glad you enjoyed our chat, of course, about so many different things. And yes, I will root out more stories as and when the time allows. It's lovely though to just get the chat. So many agree with me, by the way, about the hotels. Yes, you've noticed that, have you? Yeah, checking in an hour later and of course leaving an hour earlier. At this rate, you'll be helping doing the cooking inside in the beds, won't you? It's ridiculous, isn't it, when you think, always ripping you off whichever corner you work on. Do you know what I'm saying? Does anger me, of course. Now, this thing really did anger me earlier this week because, as we know, at the now D-Day service, it was very moving. I don't know if you saw any of it or anything like that. I was completely moved by the performance by Sir Tom Jones. 84 years old, what a voice, and more importantly, what a presence. And I think so many people were moved by the simplicity of his performance. Can we also say, can I just point out, should I say, that His Majesty the King, by the way, also the day before received his latest cancer treatment and was having more the day after. So that took a lot, let me tell you. I know a lot of people are very dismissive, and as I've often said here on the show, lots of people are going through the same thing. But for him to travel all that way, we know it meant a lot, and he did not want to miss it, you understand? All eyes really were on this particular moment, and this is the moment, of course, during the service of commemorance that, well, the bottom line was there was Queen, our Queen, Queen Camilla, and of course the First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron. And everybody was saying that Camilla was rude because she wouldn't hold Madame Macron's hand. And the bottom line was this, let me just put this into perspective. The whole point of the reason why that is not happening, it's not about anti-friendship, being unkind, not being friendly, warm, whatever. It's about the respect for the people that you're supposed to be standing in silence about remembrance. And I've been told from an excellent source, and as you know, many people know, I know so many people very close to our wonderful Queen, Queen Camilla, that really she didn't want anything to distract away from that moment. Now, let me put this into perspective for you. Imagine this happening if this was the Princess Royal, Her Royal Highness Princess Anne. Could you imagine anybody trying to do the same thing to her? It's about service, duty, and of course, knowing the right protocol. And that truly is the reason why that particular situation happened. They have not fallen out, they still remain good friends, and of course, Camilla explained the reasoning behind that. But because, of course, Mrs. Macron did that, that's taken away from the moment. And the moment should have always just been about the people that we are remembering. All of those brave, very young boys, men and women who gave so much of their service to the Second World War. The reason why I wanted to share this with you is, as ever, the mainstream media do not bother to follow this up, to explain it. There was nothing untoward, no falling out, no disrespect on either side. The bottom line was Queen Camilla wanted to make sure the focus was on one thing, the brave people that, of course, have done so much for our freedoms. And if you were ever in doubt about how much it meant to her, you only have to look at this particular picture where she became very emotional. It's always good to set the record straight. I'm sure you'll agree. Liam Shawn in the very heart of London.